Today's Thank You for Your Service, we meet an AeroVac nurse who's still serving our country and our community. Meet Sheri Biggs. Sheri Biggs' story in the service isn't like most.
I've been a nurse for 30 plus years.
While taking care of veterans in a long-term care setting, she decided she wanted to serve her country on another level. She enlisted into the Air Force.
For medical people, the age cap is a little bit higher, so I commissioned at the age of 40. I was probably a little older than most of the candidates. They were about half my age.
Biggs says that motivated her to push harder.
And we would be on a run, and I could hear some of the younger girls behind me coming up behind me, and I was like, oh no, not today. I might drop dead at the finish line, but you are not passing me today.
She eventually graduated flight school to become an AeroVac nurse.
So I run the medical crew in the back of the plane, taking care of veterans. I am a lieutenant colonel, currently still serving, and it has been very rewarding.
In 2017, Biggs deployed to the Middle East.
And I had an encounter with this young man who had been in the middle of battle and had a mental breakdown. And in my care for him, I saw that that was not only a military member, not only a patient, but someone's son.
That's when she says she saw a huge need for mental health services for our service members.
One thing I've noticed in the civilian side with my nonprofit work is that the spiritual piece is really missing and needed for people to completely heal.
When she returned from her deployment, Biggs got a degree in Christian ministries.
And I think that has been very helpful in my work with veterans and those struggling with PTSD and suicide prevention.
In her civilian role, Biggs spends her days providing counseling and mental health support to veterans and first responders.
I'm not just a psych mental health professional. You know, I am a veteran. I have been in a deployed environment. I've been in a combat area. I've seen it firsthand. So I feel like kind of goes back to that camaraderie that I mentioned among veterans. I think they feel a connection to me.
Even now, Biggs says she feels like she's being called at a higher level to do even more. That's why she's running for Congress, vying for the 3rd District of South Carolina after Jeff Duncan announced he would not run for re-election.
So I've never held a political office before, but in my work with the veterans and seeing those that are homeless and struggling with mental health issues and just physical issues and not getting the help that they need or having the resources readily available.
Biggs says her faith and family is a huge part of her work and continuing to be a leader. Sheri Biggs, thank you for your service.